Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to give you a quick look at the different ways that you can store water to be better prepared. Alright, so what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the different ways that I store water and the ways that I have over the years when I've lived in different places and how you can get started. One of the things that I tell people when they start out in preparedness is make sure you have food and water. Yeah, it's fun to buy all the guns, fun to buy all the ammo, fun to buy all the cool prep electronics and stuff, but food and water is where you want to start, okay? So, this is kind of an evolving over the years for me and how I've done this, and I'm still a little wet because I just rotated that one. It was old water, about 2 years old, so I rotated it out. But anyway, this is how I started. Started by buying cases of these. Now, this is a real simple, cost-effective way to do it. You go to the store, buy a couple 24 cases, 24 bottle cases, put them away. Great. The only problem with that is they need to be rotated a lot more. They're very thin. The plastic, I think, is kind of semi-permeable over the time. You will notice that it sucks in, and I have one that I was drinking here. It'll start to look like this. Let me do a demo. It'll kind of look like that. See how that's kind of sucked in? And when you drink it, it'll taste like a hint of like somebody put some dust in the water. And I think that kind of absorbs, also the plastic breaks down, but I think it kind of absorbs the environment. So I make a point of rotating. I probably have about 10 cases. And I make a point of rotating at least once a year. Every single case gets out, and used up, and a new case gets put in its place. So that's the first way to do it. Now the second way to do it, excuse me while I drink some of my own water, is this guy here. You've seen these. They may look like gallon water jugs in the store, milk jugs. Or they look like this. This is distilled water for my parkerizing stuff, but same idea. And yeah, you could drink it if you had to. Same thing. The only problem with these is this plastic, again, degrades over time. Now this is about 4 months old here. Any older than that, I go through these quick because I do a lot of parkerizing, but I try not to store water in these anymore because they tend to break at the most inopportune times. I had 4 or 5 of them go on me when I was getting ready to leave one day on a vacation, on a trip, and it was like, gotta stop, gotta mop up the water, gotta clean everything up. So I try to stay away from these short term. It's a great solution, but long term, I wouldn't do it. Okay. Next is pretty simple. Got a bunch of thermoses. Out here, where we're kind of close to Vegas, casinos are always giving away thermoses with their name on them or something. This is another way I do it, and I have a rack of these. And these are just ones I've collected over the years. These I'll rotate every 6 months or so because as sealed up as they are, they still, I feel, could get stuff in them. So I'll rotate these a little more often, and I just rotate this one today. I have 2 more to do after this video. But it's a good, handy way of doing it. You got a handle, you can grab it, you can roll these under your bed, you can put them anywhere. They're convenient. I would not recommend putting these under a bed or anywhere where there's carpet or anything. Because if you forget one and they leak, they're a mess. Okay, next up is your average soda, juice, whatever bottles. These were Gatorade bottles. Let me bring this over here. I didn't even bother getting the the label off that one. These guys are really better for long-term storage. They're a lot thicker if you have the 1 liter soda bottles. If you happen to drink a lot of soda or iced tea or whatever comes in them, those are awesome for water storage. Rinse them out, bleach them out, store your water. And we'll get to the whole bleach thing in a bit. I actually forgot to print up the things, but I will put it down in the description on this video. Of how much bleach per water you should be using. I don't go too nuts with bleach. A little bit is good. The water coming out of your tap, and that's what most of this is probably a whole lot healthier than stuff you'll find elsewhere, unless you have a water problem in your community. So I will put a little bleach in just to make sure no bacteria grows, but I won't go crazy with it, And something like this, maybe a half an eyedropper full. Shake it up really good, put it up on the shelf, So when you go to use it, it won't have that taste. Now the last one here is the 5 gallon, and they make these in 2 gallon too, water bottles. Now this one looks a little weird. You notice it looks a little yellow. That's actually the plastic. this is one I've had for a really long time, since I first started getting into prepping. And the plastic kind of changed colors on me. I just rotated it, and the water in there, this is one that I missed last time, and it was about 2 years old. Water in there tasted like it had just come out of my faucet. And again, this was like a teaspoonful of bleach I put in here, filled it up, shook it up as best you can, a 5 gallon, water's heavy, 5 gallon bucket, and good to go, So this is another solution if you have an apartment and you can't store some ridiculously huge, like these guys we'll get to in a minute, 55 gallon drum of water. This is a lot of water. If you want to be real technical, it's 5 days, a gallon per day per person. So it's 5 days for one person. I don't think they're talking about sanitation when they do that, but you get the idea. You can put a good amount of these away in a closet somewhere. They're not going to leak, they're not going to break, and they're heavy, but they're a heck of a lot lighter to move than one of these big blue buckets. These are my big 55 gallon drums. I probably have about 5 or 6 more of them in the garage slash shop where I normally do my videos. Most of these cost me about 20 bucks. They are food grade containers. Some of them had some kind of Indian sauce. I think it was, something dal masala in it. It was a dark sauce. Another one had some soy sauce in it. I will generally get these, and what I do is I'll fill them up with water and bleach, but I'll put the bleach in first, roll it around on the ground. I just take them and roll them around, seal them up, put the water in, roll them around some more, open them up, let them sit outside in the sun during the middle of summer, and dump them, and rinse them a few more times. You can do that about 4 or 5 times, and you're good to go with these things. I've had these filled for, I think, 8 months now, because I rotated 2 of them out. So these have all been, this is about 8 months worth of, 8 months since I've rotated. So, let me bring you a little closer to this guy here. And I'll give you an example of the top right there. These are pretty simple. Now I have a wrench that does this, and I, again, left it in my storeroom. But this one's loose enough you can do with your hand. So for something like this, you open it up, fill it up with water. I use an RV hose from my spigot inside this room here. Now, how are you going to get it out? That's what usually people ask me. And that's what this guy's for. And I'm going to give you a long kind of look at this one because I just moved the camera in. It's just a pump. It fits down in there and screws in. That part screws in there, and you pump the water out with it. Whoop! I don't want to start pumping it out. There's water coming out already. And here is the tube. It's a big, long, probably, 5 foot tube. And that's how you get it out. When it gets low enough to the bottom, you can really dump it out. It's not that heavy. These themselves aren't that heavy. I'd maybe say about 10 pounds. But once you fill them up with water, they're about 500 pounds. So anyway, that's some ideas for getting started in storing some water. Again, I try to get most of my videos geared towards people just starting out. And even in today's world, if you can only maybe put away a couple of those 5 gallon drums, 5 gallon containers of water, you're doing better than most people. Heck, you can get a couple cases of bottled water and you rotate it, you're doing pretty good. So anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I do have a new project coming up that's kind of cool. I'm just going to tease with it. And it'll probably explain the black paint on my fingers. You'll see why when you see the project. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.